It's official. I have listened to too much Sissy Hypno. I keep writing these really long, detailed scripts about like trans issues and stuff, like philosophically stimulating things that might actually be good for discussion. But when I sit down to record, a fuse pops and my bimbo brain is like, what if we talk about clothes instead? So, yeah. Full disclosure, I have to be totally honest, most of what's in this bag is, Digimon cards. Turns out when you transition, they give you your virginity back. Ooh, speaking of bimbo brain, I have a fun story before we go with the bra thing. Bimbo story. So our internet was doing kind of an epic fail, and I bought all this equipment myself, so I know my modem works, I know my router works. I'm like 90% sure the problem isn't me. I'm like 10% sure it's other way around. Bimbo brain. So I'm 90% sure it's Comcast's problem. But if it isn't Comcast's problem, they charge you $70 to come look at it. And I don't want to spend $70 on that. So just in case it was our fault, I engaged in a tiny little bit of psychological warfare. I figure Comcast guys are probably usually nerds, so I went to great lengths to make sure my room looked as feminine as possible. Like I left out all this makeup that I don't use and a bunch of other stuff just to be like, hey, girl room. So that way, maybe possibly they would be more inclined to be nice. Fortunately, it wasn't our fault and they got it fixed and then left, but it occurred to me later that I had just attempted to cash in on female privilege. Because we all know how privileged women are. But I was kind of proud of myself. That's like a big self-acceptance milestone. Like, feeling like you deserve to do a thing that only women can do. Unfortunately, I don't have enough self-acceptance to walk into a Victoria's Secret by myself. So when I went in this week, I had to take a chaperone, aka my little sister, aka my big sister, because God knows I would probably be dead in a ditch if it wasn't for her keeping me alive. You guys have no idea how stupid I am. I basically need to be spoon-fed. So we went into the Victoria's Secret, and my sister basically did all the talking because, you know, I sound like this. And for me, the idea of opening my mouth and speaking inside a Victoria's Secret and someone turning to me and being like, wait a minute, that is mortifying. So we go in, and my sister's like, hey, she's looking to get sized. Where do we go? And we get pointed to the back of the store, where there's this really grumpy looking employee who does not want to be there. And my sister's like, hey, she needs to get sized, and points at me. And the lady starts measuring my sister, and my sister's like, no, her, and points at me again. And the lady's like, and I'm like, this is off to a fantastic start. So she measures me. I totally forget what the measurement even was because it's irrelevant for reasons I will explain later, but she measures me and my sister is like, yeah, no, we're not gonna trust that bitch. And we walk away and go find someone else. And that is when we met the most blessed angel of angels to have ever walked the earth. Her name is Kathy, and if you ever want to give someone a giant bag of money and like the key to the city, she works at the Victoria's Secret in Chicago, Illinois, and she is God, and we fucking stan. We stan Kathy, okay? This is a Kathy household. So when my sister asked her to measure me, she kind of instantly figured out the situation like it wasn't her first rodeo. No weird questions, no weird words, no weird glances, no weird anything. Not a single person has been that, like, just vibing with it in the entirety of me coming out to people. So Kathy, long live Kathy, Kathy shows me how to measure myself, and I'm like fumbling with the thing and not knowing how to do it. And she's like looking at me being like, no, you do it like this, there you go, like that. And then she's like calling out numbers and I'm like, I don't know what this means, I don't know what this means. And then she's like, okay, we're good. And gives me a size, which is also completely irrelevant because, again, I'll explain. It's a story, okay? It has a linear progression, very basic fundamentals here. Ooh. Hot sauce. I'm saving this for later. So Kathy kind of walked us around and helped us find what we need to find. I wasn't paying a ton of attention and I kind of just told my sister to do things for me because I was like super overwhelmed because I still do not feel like I belong in women's spaces. So being inside Victoria's Secret, again, very difficult times, very trying times. So we pick out some bras. I'm pogging pretty fucking hard. Put them in a bag, go up to the register, check out. They're $50 a piece. I'm still pogging, not quite as hard with that newfound information about the expense of a thing that you need to buy like pretty regularly, and then we go home. And it was time for the moment of truth. And a moment it was. By the way, the moment of truth is where these guys come in. These are extenders for fuck. These are bra clip extenders. They will make it longer if you got a big giant torso like I apparently do. I had to strap 2 of these bad boys on there, and lo and behold, it still did not fit. So my sister said something, I don't even remember what it was. Like, she was like, it's okay, like, you know, a lot of the time bras don't fit. The whole sizing thing is kind of fucked up and not built for society at large. large, but something about it triggered my dysphoria to a point where I just kind of shut down and like left and went into my room. I do this really funny, quirky thing where if I try clothes on and they don't fit me particularly well, I get super upset and I just have to go away and like stop thinking about it for a long time. So that's normal for me. But my sister, and she denies this. She denies this. She says these are completely unrelated incidents, but I think there's a correlation. That's just me. So she is so overcome by guilt that she literally collapses onto the floor in a seizing episode, which is fine. That's normal. I mean, it's not fine, clearly, but it's like she does that all the time. So it's like, we laugh. We don't laugh. I mean, I'm laughing, but don't laugh. She said it was okay, I swear. Anyway, she was just vibing there on the floor, but you know, she got up and she was fine because that's what she do. So she was fine in the end, but what was not fine is the fact that I had to go return those fucking bras. Which, let me tell you, if going into Victoria's Secret once on a weekend is like hard mode, doing it a second time to return something, that's like new game plus. It was pain, but fortunately for us, guess who was there? It was Kathy. And Kathy makes everything better. So she showed us more bras that might actually work. And that is what is contained within this bag. That and a bunch of Digimon cards, but you know, you're not here for that. I actually have not even tried these on yet. Were you expecting me not to cut? I'm gonna cut. Not because I want to, but because I have to. Comfort, 8 out of 10. Storage capacity, 10 out of 10. This is a stick up. I'm the lemon bandit. Put the lemons in the bag. You can tell I like lemons because I got this here lemon kerchief. It's a kerchief and nothing more. Or less. Just kidding, we all know what they are. And you know, I don't even know why I bother fucking buying these because there's no way this width of fabric is going to be able to contain the absolute girth, the absolute fucking volume of Taco Bell hot sauce packets that you know I'm going to try to shove in there. And that is all I have. So if there are any other trans subjects you want me to address or any other garments you would like to see me put hot sauce and condoms in, let me know. Boy, finally a place to put all this YouTube money. I'm damaged. I'm saving this for later.